Hi, everybody. It's Anastasia. I have not done a live in a really, really, really long time. I think it's been months. So, anyway, you haven't seen me for a while, but I was inspired to do some tapping with you. I'll keep this short, hoping for definitely under 10 minutes, maybe even less. We're going to do some tapping with frequency numbers. And I was doing this somewhat regularly some months ago. So, the topic that I was wanting to share with you today was letting go. We are coming into the fall season here in the northern hemisphere, and not yet where I am, but the leaves will start to be turning different colors soon and falling. Um, and this is a good time when we're looking at things in our lives energetically. It is also a good time to just let things go, whatever we don't need moving forward. This is the fall is just a really good time to take inventory and take stock of what's no longer working. Also, people, as we move into, for us here, the colder months of the year, people are going to be spending more time indoors and doing more inner work. So, as the fall continues to move forward, I guess, this is a time where you're definitely going inward, but things like grief will come up for people. Um, Hence the idea of letting go. So, and then, we roll into like holiday season where things like that can get pronounced for folks. Um, the emotions and the letting go and the grief and loss and things like that. So I was looking for a frequency number to tap on letting go, and I wasn't able to find exactly what I was looking for. I found something that I think we could all do together, and the theme is moving forward, or, and you could do and or overcoming obstacles. So if either of those things are something that you want to work on with some tapping, this is a little segment to do that. So again, it's moving forward. It could be in any area of your life, and or overcoming obstacles. And again, could be any area of your life. For those of you that are new to this, what I mean by tapping is you're just going to take your hand, your fingers, really, you're going to be tapping with your fingers, and you're going to be tapping in the chest area. It doesn't have to be specific points. Some people like to follow their collarbone down and sort of tap on the edges of the collarbone. So you can use two hands or you can just use one. I like to just tap in and around this general area. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. If you want to tap on the collarbones, you can, and you can also just use one hand to do it. So easy, easy. I'm going to say some numbers out loud as I say them. If you want to join me in saying them, please feel free to do so. You don't have to, but I think it does help when you actually say the numbers out loud. And there are some spaces in between like groups of numbers. So when you hear me pause, that's just a sign for you to take just like a split second pause, and then we'll move on to the next group. And I'm going to do the sequence 3 times. So I'll run through it and then I'll do 2 more cycles of it. It's pretty short and sweet. And just some other things about this type of energy work is just notice how you feel. It's a good idea to notice how you feel before, and then check in and see how you feel after you've done the tapping. For some people, I know they feel something pretty quickly, like within seconds, within minutes. So with this topic moving forward, I mean, you might just feel a general sense of a lightness if you're working on something. So you might feel that. Sometimes it takes people longer. I'm one of those people that I'll feel the effects of this a couple hours after I've done the tapping, 2, 3, 4 hours. I also teach EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, and that's tapping also. With that, I feel the effects right away. But with the frequency numbers, and I'm just sharing my experience with you, it takes me a little bit longer. And like I said, I know that there are folks that have they feel it instantly. What could you feel? More freeness in the body. Maybe there was a point in your body that felt a little tight, or there's could be pain or discomfort. Maybe you just have a clearer mind. Maybe your emotions feel a little lighter, and you don't feel so heavy over something that you're experiencing right now in life. And then, as if you choose to work with this sequence of numbers for a week or two, you might actually see a shift happen in your life, in your world, in regards to the topic that you're thinking of. So whatever moving forward means to you, could be job related, could be relationship related, could be a project that you were working on that maybe it's not the right time, or maybe you just need to let it go. So, I'm sure that there's something out there for everyone, that's a topic that they can bring to mind and apply to their own situation. Okay, so you can start tapping. It's good to take a nice deep cleansing breath and release. I'll be looking down at the paper for the numbers. So this one goes 1 3 1 3 4 2 5 2 5, and then I'll do it 2 more times. I'm going to take that nice deep breath and let go. 1 3 1 3 4 2 5 2 5, and one more time. 1 3 1 3 4 2 5 2 5, and then you can stop. Take another deep breath. If you want to, I like to just put my hands over like the heart chakra area, and just take another 1 or 2 deep grounding breaths. So okay, so that's tapping with frequency numbers. And again, the topic is moving forward, overcoming obstacles. Another way to work with this, if you want to, let me just grab something else here. So you don't have to go out and buy one of these. I'm just saying that right up front. This is a glass water bottle, and there are crystals here on the bottom. It's separated, so there's like the crystals, and then there's there's a separation, so the crystals aren't floating in water. In any event, you can just grab a glass container that you have, a glass jar, even just a glass, and fill it with water. And if you'd like to work with these numbers in a different way, you would write the numbers on a piece of paper, and either just put the glass right on top of those numbers, and the numbers will infuse up into the water. Or you can take that piece of paper and actually tape it to your jar, and you want the numbers to be facing inward. So what is happening with this is the vibration and the frequency of these stones, the healing properties that these stones have, are being infused into this water. And what I do is a couple times a day, I'll just empty out. I don't do the whole thing, but I'll empty out maybe like a third or a half of this into my drinking water. You could certainly just drink this straight. You could absolutely do that, but I just like to take a little bit, pour it into my other drinking glass. So you can do that with the frequency numbers, because again, it's a vibration. There's an intention behind those numbers, and you're infusing moving forward and overcoming obstacles into your water. So you can tap more than once a day on this. Absolutely. It doesn't matter how many times that you do it, meaning it's not going to cause any harm if you do it 3 or 4 times. Just kind of like check into your guidance and check into your body and see, oh, should I tap once a day or twice a day, maybe 3 times a day? But if you want to also do the water, or in place of the tapping, you can absolutely do that. I'm going to maybe one more minute here. So the interesting thing about this is that I'm trying to remember the stones in here. I think I can't say it, but I remember what the stone is. Anyway, the first time that I drank this, when I infused the water bottle and drank this and poured it, I just wanted to taste what this tasted like on its own. So I didn't drink just from here, but I poured it into a smaller glass. And I will tell you, and this really surprised me, I know it's working vibrationally, but the water tasted sweet. There was like this sweetness and softness to the water. I don't want to say like sugar, like that kind of sweet, but there was a sweetness to the water. And that is because of the stones and the properties that the stones have being infused into the water. I was like, oh my gosh, this is really amazing. And I have worked um, with gem essences and being infused in water, but this was the very first time that I tasted a sweetness like this. Um, I'm sure that the different stones will have a different quality to it. So I haven't played with other ones because I pretty much bought this as is, and I really loved the color of the stone and the properties of these stones. So that's why I chose this. But I can unscrew the bottom here, which I won't do right now because it's, you know, I just won't do it right this moment. But you can unscrew this part. I could like transfer these stones out, and I could put other stones because I have a ton of stones. So I could put like different stones in here, and I will do that. I'm really loving this. But I'm going to try some other stones and see what the water feels like. And I don't know that it will taste different. It just happened with this particular batch. And every time I do it, I get that same sweet sensation, same sweet taste in my mouth. But different stones have different frequencies and healing vibrations. So I'm curious to try some other ones out. Anyway, wanted to just share that with you because people are absolutely using these, buying these, and you can use the frequency numbers. Again, you don't have to run out and buy one of these, but I just wanted to show you the idea and also how these are working, and the frequency numbers work in a very similar manner. Okay, if anyone has any questions, feel free, you can drop them in the chat. I'll check that later. And if you have any feedback, if this worked for you, if you felt anything while doing this, or if you choose to do it for the next week or two and you see some changes in your life, I would love, love, love to hear. So I hope you are all having a wonderful day. I don't know why I trip over my words, but I do. So I hope you are all having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.